Sean, first, what did you make of that?
Well, pleased overall with, late in the week we've had to adapt the team once again with the loss of Jared and Miko. Pleased with the defensive side of the performance. Obviously, it's good to keep a clean sheet. The mentality was good to make sure we did, and some good performances. Jimmy particularly getting thrown in again at right back and doing a very good job. Jordan playing well today, especially. Keno strong, Taki and Keno between them, and Youngie steady as ever. So I was pleased with that side of the game. They're a good outfit, and I still think we caused enough trouble to maybe nick one, but it would have been a tight one, don't get me wrong. So overall, 3 games unbeaten. I think the mentality is getting stronger, and I think that shows in the way the team are finding that determination to make sure we look after ourselves.
Just how late were the calls on Branthwaite and Mykolenko? What did that do to your preparation?
Yeah, Miko later in the week. That was kind of Wednesday, Thursday. Jared would probably know a bit earlier, Monday, Tuesday, when we were looking at it going, I mean, these are maybes, and we have to be careful. They're just coming out of injury, or certainly Jared is. We're hopeful that he'll be back for the next one, and we'll have to wait and see. And both of them, we're hopeful, and them being fit, it would be helpful. We're carrying a thin squad, which everyone knows, and then we've had umpteen injuries, and not all really serious ones, but missing 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it's been a real challenge. That's for sure.
Do you think Dominic Calvert should have had a penalty in the second half?
Yeah, I think it's a bizarre one. I mean, their penalty, I think it's a bit of to and fro, but at the end of the day, you can't do that. So therefore, we know that. And then ours, I mean, the thing that I can't work out, I see so many weak penalties, and then you see that, and he's clearly trying to strike the ball at goal. Their lad, I don't think he can reach it. He interrupts him striking it at goal. Let's say, imagine he's going to score. And I just can't see anything other. They don't even look at it, which is, you think, well, at least have a look at it. So I don't know where it is with penalties. Our record's awful for getting penalties. We don't get them. And then I suppose the easiest way of putting it, if that's in the middle of the pitch, I think everyone in the stadium thinks it's a foul. So then why isn't it then? That's probably the easiest way of putting it. I know there'll be some technical reason, by the way, because, whenever we ask the questions, I go to the powers that be and they'll give me some technical reason, and you just go, all right, yeah, okay. But it's all right when you tap someone on the shoulder and their legs buckle when they're, amazing athletes. But who knows? Who knows? Because we can't get penalties, so who knows?
Great, thank you.
Sean, big contribution from Jordan again, stood up when he was needed.
Yeah, I thought all of the team defensively, I thought it was a big contribution from everyone, to be honest. It's, a lot's been made of the defensive side, and rightly so, but I've said all along, or most of the time, it's been mainly mistakes, too many mistakes. And now we're cutting them out, and now we're looking stronger again. We've had 3 unbeaten, and we've looked stronger in them games defensively because we're cutting out the mistakes and we're doing the basics better, the basic principles, the shape, the tactical understanding, and the awareness and the grit and determination to make sure we look after ourselves. The balance is then finding more of a threat up front and more of a threat going forwards. We did find pockets of that today and some chances, and good chances, of course. But I think the balance is fair to say it's a good mini run of 3 undefeated and 5 points out of them 3.
Point gaining then?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're a good outfit, and we're patching the team together, and we're still being careful with some of the players who are playing to get that true match fitness. It will come. This break is probably necessary at this time. It's probably more helpful than not to make sure we can try and get these bodies back, and some need work, some need a bit of rest, and make sure we can get them back on full fitness.
Ali?
Sean, it's not the first time the squad has been stretched this season by any means. Have you been able to pinpoint why there have been so many injuries?
No, we've looked at varying things. Obviously, we look at training schedules, we look at pre-season. Of course, bodies coming back late. Don't forget different times of pre-season because they needed a rest from different competitions. And you're trying to look at all of that, and it's difficult because we carry a thin squad because of obviously the financial side. We know that, and it's unusual to get this many injured, and there've not been really too many really serious ones, which is more frustrating. If you get a serious one, there's not a lot you can do. But these ones have been, 10 days, 2 weeks, but too many at once, and it's been hard, trying to piece that together and stay resolute to the cause. But as I said, I think the mentality is growing again, and the way the team are operating is growing again to make sure we look after ourselves.
Relatively early change in the second half with Gueye coming on. Can you just explain the thinking behind that?
Yeah, it was a tight call. Idris has done very well for us. He understands the way that we play because he's played a lot more football. the manga, and so it was just a tight call whether who played, to be honest. And it just hasn't had a lot of training, missed almost 9 days, 8 days without training. We understand why, obviously, a family bereavement, but so yeah, it was a tight call, that one. So I was wondering, and then just saw that bit of extra experience, in there, and I thought he did a good job, and probably should have scored, obviously.
Any further questions? Well,
Just Mykolenko. Sean's he going to go away for Ukraine, or is he?
We'll wait and see. They have jurisdiction, so they might want to see him. I don't know yet, because they have jurisdiction. We can't keep him here. If they want to see him, they can see him.
What is the injury with him?
He's got a calf. A small calf strain, but it's enough to stop him, obviously. And Joe's got a thigh.
And just the words on James Garner coming in at right back.
Yeah, done terrific. I mean, I thought he did really well at Leicester. We know he can operate there. But I thought today was really good. He looked like a player who's played there a lot, and he hasn't. And his energy looks like it's coming back. He had a spell when he just couldn't quite find that edge to himself. But he's looking good, and he's looking stronger. He's enjoying his football again, which I'm pleased to see. And I thought he delivered a very good performance today.
Carl, one more.
So I know you spoke about the collective responsibility, but just again on Jordan today, the importance of having a goalkeeper of such quality and such character.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's had his fair share of question marks early this season, that we all have. Part of the resilience of being a footballer, a top footballer, is that. It's about dealing with that and seeing it through and staying resolute to what you do. I think Young has done that, with his experience, his knowledge of what he does and his knowledge of the professional. Keno's done that as well. Loads of people have had questions, including myself, obviously. But that's part of what you do. That's part of being a professional. And he's a very good professional, and he's showing that with his performance today.
Okay, folks.
Thanks, everyone.